Hey guys, how are you? And welcome back to my channel. I feel like I filmed this video before. Oh yeah, because I just did, and then my memory card was full. I went to the computer, emptied the memory card, and erased everything. So I even deleted the footage of almost this entire video. So yeah, on this video, it's the second time I'm filming it, I'm showing you products that I've hit pan on in my collection. I'm planning to make this a series. I want to do it as a bi-monthly thing. So I'm going to show you the products that I've hit pan on. You know that when you have a bigger collection, the products get lost in your collection. So the products that you hit pan on are usually products that you really love. So without further ado, because this is going to be a long one, if you want to see the products that I've hit pan on that are in my collection, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with bronzers, and the first one that I'm gonna show you is on this palette. This is the Virtual Domination palette by NARS, and you can see that I hit pan in the Laguna bronzer. This one I finished multiple times, and it's one of my favorite bronzers of all time. I actually have it on a full size, and I always use these palettes, and when they have a Laguna, I'm not even mad that I have repeats of it because it's that good, and I know that I can count on it to work for me every time I use it. Another one that I adore is the Hula Bronzer by Benefit, and this one, as soon as I put my mind into using this one, then I can't make myself stop, and I always hit pan on it. This is like my third Hula Bronzer, and I really love this. I love this as much as my Too Faced Milk Bronzers, so when I finish this one, I'm gonna just go and repurchase that one because this is not cruelty free, and even though I'm not a cruelty free channel, you guys know that I'm trying to just repurchase products that are cruelty free when I love them the same quantity. This is the Bahama Mama by the Balm, and this one has seen better days. I repressed it. It was really looking empty, but now it looks like it's already full again. This is a beautiful bronzer. I love that it's cool tone, that it makes you look dark, and when you have a beautiful self tan, this looks amazing, and it's a dark bronzer. It's just amazing. I love this bronzer. This is something that I would highly recommend, and check it on Hot Look because the balm, it's almost always there, even in Nordstrom Rack, and you can find this for half off and you won't be disappointed. I have two bronzers on this C palette right here that have really been loved. One is the Sun Bunny bronzer by Too Faced, and this is like the second one that I've hit pan on. The first one I finished it, and this one is the Physicians Formula Butter bronzer, and it's actually a great bronzer even for the drugstore. This is up there with my Too Faced Chocolate Milk, maybe 1 or 2 points. I love it less, but I adore it, and now I want to finish it and focus on other bronzers that I have, but this is actually one of my top 5 bronzers of all time. And the Sun Bunny one, it's one that I really love as well because it's a shimmery bronzer, and I'm not always into them, but when I want to do my décolletage or my shoulders, or I want to just use like a bronzy blush, I can use that and it will look beautiful. And I love that it has a lighter shade and a darker shade. And another one that I love, but it's super pricey in my opinion, but it's beautiful, I love this formula of products. When they're highlighters or when they're bronzers, I adore them. This is like the sort of a gelée type of formula, and this is the Givenchy Healthy Glow Powder. I have it in a number 3, and this highlighter, I'm obsessed with it. This is really warm, but I love it. I love the way it blends into your skin, and this actually gives you a healthy glow. Like it says, it's just beautiful on the skin. It doesn't look matte, but it doesn't look shimmery. It's just a healthy glow. And the last bronzer, this one doesn't show pan right now because I repressed it, but this is the bettylouminizer by the Balm. See, this is too dark for me as a highlighter, but you can also use this as an eyeshadow, and it's a beautiful eyeshadow. But what I do is that after I apply my matte bronzer or I contour, I grab a dual fiber brush. I put it right on top of the bronzer, but not completely, just like touching the bronzer's feet. So yeah, this is something that I really love when I want a more glowy look, and you can use it with a blush brush and apply it as a glowy blush and also all over your face to get an overall glow look. This is beautiful and it's more shimmery than the Givenchy one, but it's really stunning on the eyes as well. This is Dim Light and it's not a highlighter or a bronzer. This is just a finishing powder. You can see right here that I've heat pan. You can see the grid. These are powders that I use for my buffing technique. So what I like to do is do my entire face, grab a dual fiber brush, and then just buff my entire face with this. It will give you sort of a glow, sort of a filter effect. And this year, at the beginning of the year, I finished my Radiant Light powder. It lasted me for over a year. And now I'm going back to Dim Light, which was one that I bought even before that, but didn't show that much love when I found Radiant Light. So now, since I'm light, this is the powder that I'm using to buff, and I'm super happy that I heat pan, and I really want to finish this up and then get one only for my kit because I prefer the finish of the Radiant Light. I'm super happy that I heat pan on this one. For blushes, I only have 3, and the first one, I have it on my C palette that I showed you before, and this is Rosy Outlook by MAC. It's a beautiful pink, but it's a warm pink. This is perfect for brides if you have a makeup kit. I adore this blush and it's super long wearing. This is a prolonged wear formula by MAC, and I truly think it's a long wearing formula. This is something that I would recommend if you're looking for one blush to wear every day and you want to look young and glowy and beautiful. It's a matte blush, but it sort of makes you look alive. It's a really good one. I would highly recommend it. And the other 2 blushes, you probably saw them in my NARS blush collection. They are Mattely and Orgasm. This is Mattely. This is a blush that I can use with anything and everything when I don't know what to wear. And Orgasm is just the perfect peachy pink with gold kind of blush. This is a cult favorite for a reason. It just makes you look glowy, beautiful, young. It just makes you look alive. And I love the pigmentation. I love how it makes you look beautiful. It's just a stunning blush. I don't think that the shimmer works against it. Some people might think that, but I don't. It makes you look glowy and stunning. It's a perfect summer blush, and you can even use it for spring. I use it all year round, and this was on my 19 by Spring project pan. For palettes, I have an explanation to give you. I hit pan on these 2 palettes, and you thought that I decluttered them because I told you guys that I was gonna. But neither of my sisters-in-law wanted them, and my mom, she has like 6 eyeshadow palettes and she only wears eyeliner. It was gonna be wasteful, so since I teach makeup lessons, I wanted my students to have something pigmented that was already well loved, that will teach them to work with pigmented eyeshadows and that would blend beautifully. These are the perfect palettes for my makeup lessons, and sometimes now I just keep them on my kit so I don't have them for personal use, and this will work great for reference. I would highly recommend that if you don't have an eyeshadow palette, if you're a beginner, to try Lorac Pro eyeshadows because they are out of this world. The pigmentation is amazing. They're buttery, soft, beautiful, and you can create an endless amount of looks with them. So yeah, these 2 are now living on my kit, but I wanted to show them to you because they were really personal, and that's why they have so much pan, because I would use them, travel with them. They were my go-to palettes. Eyeshadow palettes, I truly have a lot of them, so this one is not gonna be a surprise. This was on my makeup I wanted to use for last month, and this one I heat pan on 3 shades. It's the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. This one I really fell in love with it. I think this is beginner friendly. The pigmentation is good, but it's not extremely high that you will not know what to do with the amount of pigmentation that it has. It's just beautiful. I love the color scheme on this eyeshadow palette. I love that you can use it for every day, but you can play with purples. It's beautiful for spring and summer also. It's just a good one. And the opposite from that is this one. This is super highly pigmented. It's harder to work with it, but it's a palette that makes me creative. I really adore it. This is the Subculture by Anastasia, and I heat pan on 3 shades because I had it on my makeup I wanted to use for last month also. And this is a palette that it's out there with the color scheme. It's just stunning. I'm about to heat pan in a dorm, but I'm not gonna pull this one out because I'm working on other palettes this month. But this one I would highly recommend it if you have more knowledge of makeup and you are more on the makeup artistry side, that you know how to work with super pigmented and powdery eyeshadows. If you know how to work it, you will really love it. It takes longer for you to learn how to use it. It takes a learning curve, but it's definitely worth it when you use it. It's not as easy to hit pan on this eyeshadow palette as people think, because the pigmentation is super high, so you only need to barely touch the brush on the eyeshadow palette. If you let it fall, it will go south, because these eyeshadows are so soft that you can't even touch them hard with the brush because they will crumble. So yeah, it's a harder palette to work with, but I'm definitely happy that I got it, and I really adore it. Another one that was in last month makeup I wanna use is the Dolce Vita by Charlotte Tilbury, and you can see that I've hit pan on 2 shades, and I'm about to hit pan on that one right there. It's beautiful. This is the best eyeshadow palette I've ever gotten. I know that it's pricey, but I love it. I could wear this every day and never be tired of it. You can create a daytime look. The primer on this palette, you can use it as a base for any other eyeshadow palette that you're working on, and it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful by itself with a wing eyeliner. When you put the topper on top of anything, it looks stunning and expensive. I love this brown. It's completely neutral. I love that it has a brick red brown type of shade. This is my perfect go-to palette, and if I could only choose one palette, this would be my go-to. I can carry it everywhere. I love the size. I love how compact it is, and I definitely love the product that it has inside. This is a sad one because it's limited edition, but this is the Master Palette by Anastasia and Makeup by Mario. I've hit pan on 3 shades, and I'm about to hit pan in Fifth Avenue also. This is one that I don't like using because I know that I won't be able to get it again. I hope they come up with it again, or a second version, or just anything that resembles this eyeshadow palette. It's a stunning one. If I could get it again, I would. This is a staple in my collection. It's just something that I could reach for every day. I think if I had to choose 2 palettes to live with every day for the rest of my life, these 2 would be it. They're so beautiful, so stunning, and I love doing one eyeshadow makeup looks with this one. It has the perfect combinations, but also if you use these shimmer shadows by themselves and blend them, they look stunning just with mascara. They're amazing, and you're good to go. And I love that it doesn't have a black, it has a blue, and that blue is just a navy perfect blue. I adore it. This eyeshadow palette, if you have it, remember to pull it back out and show it some love, because this is definitely one of the best Anastasia eyeshadows I've ever used. I have here 2 that have seen better days. This is my NARS and God Created the Woman, and this is my Naked Basics. You can see how much love they've gotten. The NARS and God Created the Woman, it broke, and I hit pan on 2 shades. This palette is just beautiful, and I love creating brown smoky looks with it. It's just stunning, and I also love this champagne shade right here. It's just beautiful. I also have the Naked Basics, and I've hit pan in 3 shadows out of 6, and I'm about to hit pan in 2 more, Walk of Shame and Foxy. And this palette, I can use it as a companion for every other palette that I have in my collection, and I know that as soon as I'm done with it, as well as with the Dolce Vita, I know I will repurchase, because some of these eyeshadow palettes that I've hit pan on and I'm about to finish, I know I won't repurchase them. Not because I don't love them, it's just because I would be happier trying something new. But a couple of these I would repurchase. If you want to see a video on eyeshadow palettes that I love and divide them into ones I know I will repurchase, and the other ones that I, even though I adore them, I wouldn't repurchase, then let me know in the comments below, and I would happily do that for you. But this is definitely one that I would repurchase. I have a couple eyeshadows from Makeup Geek that I hit pan on and repress them. They are Cocoa Bear, Cosmopolitan, Beaches and Cream, and Peach Smoothie. Those were all with pan, and I didn't want to just scrape the edges, so I repressed them, and now I can use them again. But I think you guys should know. And also another one, it's Grandstand, which is an amazing eyeshadow, and I'm working on finishing this one. I also hit pan on this one, which was a neutral shade, or just a transition shade from the Stila in the Light, and that one I really love it. I just I think I need to declutter it because it's already super dry. And then that's it for my eyeshadow palettes. Now I'm gonna go into brows, and I want to show you three products from brows that I've hit pan on, and they are powders. So the first one is the one that I use every day, and you can see that it's well loved. It's dark brown, the duo by Anastasia. And the one that I was using before that was taupe, the darker side, and you can see it right here. It's a beautiful shade for my brows, but right now I'm hooked with dark brown. It's the one that I wear every day. And I have right here the brow primer from this palette, and that one, when I first got the palette, I was hooked with it, but now it's super dry, but it's a good primer. I just wish that they would make it in a pencil form, and I think that would be better for me. I don't know if they do, but if they do and you know, let me know in the comments below. Oh, and I forgot to show this to you. This one I left for last as an eyeshadow palette, because this one I have it in my makeup I want to use for the month of March till April. So it's the Modern Renaissance. I had pan in just one shade, burnt orange, and now I hit pan in Primavera, Vermeer, and Cypress Umber and Red Ochre. So you can see right there that it has been loved. I've been using it a ton. I did that video about 5 days ago, Wednesday last week, and today it's Sunday. I've been using it every day, so that's why I hit pan on the shades, and I really love this palette. I have to say, Antique Bronze is gonna be a hard one to work with because I didn't like it. I put it on my eyes today and I removed my eye makeup. So yeah, that one is just not my favorite from this palette. And I've been using also Raw Sienna and Tempera a lot, and for the first time today I used Golden Ochre. It's not a favorite, but it's a good one. It works good. What I mean is it has good quality, but it's not my favorite shade. And I think this as an overall palette, it's really good. If you want to see a review or a comparison of this one and Soft Glam, I'm gonna leave it someplace on the screen, and I think you're gonna love that review, and it will help you choose between the two, because the Soft Glam one is a beautiful eyeshadow palette as well. So as you can see, I adore Anastasia eyeshadows. Let me know which one is your favorite in the comments below. Now going into highlighters, the first highlighter that I panned was the Marylouminizer by the Balm, and this one I repressed it as well, so you can see a little bit of pan, but this was repressed. It was the first highlighter that I fell in love with. I think it was the first highlighter that I bought, and I adored it, and I think it's beautiful, but now I find it to look super white. I prefer a darker highlighter, like a medium tone highlighter. I prefer a golden tone highlighter, and I love mixing it or sometimes using it as an inner corner highlight or as an eyeshadow, but I'm not into it as much as a highlighter anymore. But it's a good one. If you want to find the Balm, go to Hot Look and you will find it there. And these highlighters from the Balm, they changed the highlighter game. I think they inspired bigger brands to work on their highlighters because these are really, really good and pigmented. One that I hit pan, and this is super underrated, and they sell it as a single, is the Snow Bunny. It's supposed to be a luminous bronzer, but this is definitely a highlighter. I love it. Now it's repressed, but this has strips, color strips, so it has pink, white, bronzy colors. It's just stunning, and it looks beautiful on the cheeks. It catches the light beautifully, and also if you're darker or lighter, you can mix the colors that you want to mix from this, and it's just stunning. The reason why I fell in love with it was because Amarasi, you know, she came up with a new highlighter, but I was checking out some pictures from her a while ago, and I had this palette almost unused, and now I don't have anything from this palette. I finished everything, and she was wearing a highlighter and I couldn't stop looking at it. It looked pink but bronzy. And she said that she was using a Snow Bunny, and that's why I pulled out this palette and fell in love with it. Snow Bunny is something that I know that when I finish, I want the single. I want the bigger version because it's one of the most underrated and beautiful highlighters I've ever seen. This one I hit pan on it today, and this is my makeup I want to use from this month, and it's the Gilded Honey highlighter by Laura Geller. And you can see the tiny pan, because I always use it, put my brush in the middle, and the brush that I use is sort of a blending brush. For eyes is a small brush, so I can really go into one place. And this is one highlighter that I have to make myself not reach for it, because it's one of my favorite. I love the formula. Like I said, I love the jelly type of formula, and this is stunning on the cheeks. It's super highly pigmented. It looks beautiful on the nose. It's just amazing. It's super easy to work with it, and if you apply Fix Plus with it, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's the perfect gold. It looks stunning on the cheeks, so that one I would highly recommend it. And I'm sort of surprised that I didn't need pan on that one sooner, but I guess it's because it's so highly pigmented that you don't really need to go ham on the pan. These are all-time favorites. I'm gonna love them forever. These are Opal and Champagne Pop. This is Champagne Pop and this is Opal. I love them both. Champagne Pop, I have two backups. One that I bought with this one, that was when Jacqueline first released them, and I also have one that has a champagne bottle that was a Champagne Pop anniversary version. I adored them, and Opal is just an all-time favorite. This was the second highlighter that I hit pan on, and this is one of my all-time favorites, and these two mixed together, they give the perfect shade, and I adore them. I think they're beautiful. They're a staple. Everyone should have a Becca highlighter. I have like 12 of them, so if you want to see my Becca highlighters, swatches, and everything, let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to do that for you. And also let me know if you want to see my highlighter collection, since you guys know that I'm doing makeup collection videos. And then the last product that I've hit pan on is the Burberry. This is the Spring Summer 2016 Runway palette in the shade Nude Gold, and you can see that I hit pan right there. This was on my Project Pan 2017, and I didn't want to use this because this is super expensive. I didn't want to damage the pattern, but when I put it on the Project Pan, I fell so in love with the formula. I have now Rose Gold. That one was sent to me on PR, but this one is the perfect chin highlighter, and it's one of those shades that you don't see in any highlighter color range from any brand. So it's one of those shades that if you have a large amount of highlighters, if you have a big collection of highlighters, I bet that if you don't have this, you don't have this shade. So it's worth looking at it. It's beautiful, and now they have it in the permanent range. This was a limited edition, but it's no longer limited edition, thank God, because this is stunning, and I would highly suggest you going to the store and swatching it, or just getting it, because it's beautiful. It's like nothing else I have in my highlighter collection. I'm gonna see if I can swatch it for you guys, but I don't know how it will look with the lighting. It's just beautiful. It's sort of grayish. I don't know, it doesn't sound appealing, but on the cheeks it gives you the perfect beautiful glow, and it's a gold, but it's different. It's exactly a nude gold. You have to check it out, and it's not super light that it's unwearable for medium skins, but it will work for lighter skins also. I would recommend you checking this one out of all of the highlighters, and Snow Bunny also, because they are just different type of highlighters. So yeah guys, that was it for my products I hit pan on. This is gonna be the first episode, and I'm gonna be writing on a notebook when I hit pan on other products, so that I can show you every time I have 10 or 12. I will do another one, because if I do them every 2 months, maybe I don't hit pan on any other products, but I will make sure that if I do have the right amount, I will do these types of videos. So if you love them, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also hit the bell so that YouTube tells you when I upload. I'm trying to upload 3 times a week, but at least I upload 2. It's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. If you want to see something on my channel, something from me, leave it in the comments below. I always answer, and I always write down your requests, and I'm starting to film your requests when you request them. And that's it for this video guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out my social media. I always post on Instagram, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.